Hello and welcome to Played Up by Stormkeeper, with me, Stormkeeper. So as you can see, this is the Sword of the Stars, the Pit, which is a roguelike based in the Sword of the Stars universe. Now, given that this is the very first format, episode of the format I'm going to be doing, in the sense that I want to basically put in the uninterrupted introduction to the game in a separate video, and then after it I'll go into my little blurb as to what I'm going to be doing with the game and so on and so forth. I'm not actually going to be playing the game in this episode, it's just basically saying what I intend to do with it, so obviously you get to see the introduction if you so wanted, and then obviously before starting I literally will just go starting into the game. Just excuse me a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say show you a little bit about the game. So if we just go to start, so obviously I've got all these options here, not really much, just have a quick glance. So you can actually use a combination of the keyboard and mouse with this, or a gamepad. Is there anything I need to... No. Okay, so everything here looks hunky-dory. So basically, what we're going to be doing here is, from now on, at least for the first episode, well actually for the entire series rather, is that I'm going to start with the Marine character. This is the music it's going to go for, so if you bear with me. So I'm going to do play it normal and obviously start at the entrance. So it does go relatively quiet whenever, when I switch to this section, but I suppose it needs to. But basically, the idea is that I'll go through each of the characters, which I'll just go through now. So your Marine is your basic, all-rounder, or maybe he's actually more of a, he's more of a fisticuffs type of person. He gets basically into the fighting. Your Engineer is what you'd expect, more brains. You can actually see the stats down here. And the skills, I'll go into that a little more detail later on, and then got the equipment that they come with. So then the Scout is going to be weaker, and obviously more or less for speed. And the Scion's going to be basically what's equivalent to like your basic magic type user person. So they're going to be somewhat weak, as you can see, but they've got comparatively high brains and mental powers. So that, and then obviously you've got the other characters, which are the Ranger. Don't know how to really describe them actually, but you've got different characters basically, and they give you a bit of a blurb, as you can see. And we've got the Seeker here, the Striker, which is basically a dragon thing, the Shepherd, Mercenary, Lich, and then the Medic. There's a total of 12 characters overall. So what I'm going to be doing, Medic's probably equivalent to a Cleric or something, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing each class in order, and whether I get to the end of the game, basically complete the run, or my character dies, I'll start with the next one until I basically, reach the Medic. And once the Medic dies, I'll continue playing the game, and basically, I just use a random number generator basically to choose a class, and obviously I'll try to make sure that I don't play the same class, like two in a row, as it were, or whatever. So basically, if I played the Marine and I rolled and I got the Marine again, then I can't do that, so I had to re-roll. So basically, I'll do a series of re-rolls before I actually start recording, and I'll obviously kind of play the first different character, and then I'll probably have some other additional rules that I can't play the character, basically 3 rolls after. So, well, 3 runs after. So basically, if I start with the Marine, I can't have it in the second slot. I can't have it in the third time. So I can only play the Marine, say, once every 3 times, sort of thing. I've still got to work it out, but you should bear with me. That's generally going to be the idea. So I'm also going to be doing it where the episode number will be at the end, but I'll have basically, like Marine, and then basically the class, the number of the run. So whenever I do, say, the second run of the Marine, it'll be Marine 2. And then obviously after that will be basically the episode number of that Marine. But in order so people can follow things a bit better, I'll have the episode number at the end. So that's the overall tally. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if this is going to work, but you're free to comment on this idea to see what you think. But, I mean, it's basically just a way for me to kind of get all the introduction blurb out of the way and, maybe ramble my thoughts on, ramble about thoughts on the game, as well as letting people see the introduction of the game, because I'm just, once this segment is finished, I'm expecting maybe to take no more than 10 minutes to do it. I'm not going to kind of do the actual introduction or anything, so this gets all that out of the way and I can just literally leap into playing the game. I think that's pretty much everything. I'll probably start refining the system as time goes on. And as you might expect, games like The Binding of Isaac, which I've done in the past, aren't subject to this. They're just basically going to have a system where I just basically just name the episode and put a word after it or wherever. Because Binding of Isaac runs are tended to be finished in sort of like one go. Like one sitting. This one is going to take more than one sitting, so it makes sense to kind of break it up like that. Other games that are probably going to have a similar system to this one will probably be Sword of the Stars, The Pit, and any other game where basically, even if it's a roguelike, it basically has different runs, basically multiple character classes, and they will last longer than, say, about half an hour to 45 minutes on average. So that's ultimately the idea. Whether or not it works will remains to be seen, but I'm pretty much complete with the this game now, in the sense that I have all the DLC, and because the Medic was the last DLC, I've got the soundtrack if I wanted to listen to it, because it's actually got a nice bit of retro ambience, if that's the right word to use. But no, ultimately the plan is that I'm going to continue this for a while, and we'll see what happens then. So I'm going to cut it short for now, and I apologise for my bit of rambling, but I thought I'd better at least get this out of the way before I kind of start the game proper. So obviously when we get into episode 1, we're going to be playing the Marine, and whatever happens, happens. So thanks for listening, and I hope you'll continue to join me as I play Sword of the Stars of the Pit. So catch you in the first proper episode, and see you later. So bye.